Hey!
Welcome back to bardicaggravation, or 2 if it's your first time here.
Welcome. If it's your first time here.
Why are you telling
I
Kit
said
welcome?
that already.
Why are you saying...
You're welcome.
I don't care either. These people
Now
care.
you're double welcomed.
Ah,
Don't you feel very welcome now?
welcome.
Such a welcoming place.
Today, we are doing our, if you noticed the thumbnail, it said top 10 list of reasons why DC20 is better than D&D. Why you should switch from D&D to DC20. We're not getting paid by the dungeon coach. We've never accepted a cent from him. He's never offered us a cent. This is not how we're making money. No. We just believe in this so much because we switched from D&D to DC20.
It was easy to slide right over. It really wasn't that hard for us.
Didn't need a condom, no lube.
Nope.
For me personally, there was a learning curve because there is quite a bit,
Still a learning curve.
but it's very D&D adjacent.
Adjacent?
Yeah, adjacent.
You didn't have
D&D.
time to say that
You
first
can't
A.
say
I'm too busy to put
No,
that
it's
first syllable in
D&D.
there.
Adjacent.
For me, and this is the important thing, all of the things that were frustrating me about D&D after playing it over the years, and you start to go, first it's fun, and then you go, this, homebrew, we got to homebrew everything, and everything that I wanted to fix in D&D, this is it. This is the fix.
Pretty
DC20.
much. Yeah, pretty much.
Pathfinder addressed some stuff, but it went overboard. So
It was a bit deep, yeah.
for me personally, it's too intricate and too everything has to be really. So the pendulum swings, and right in the middle you got DC20, and
Yeah.
it addresses all the things that were driving me crazy about D&D, and we're going to talk about 10 of those things that for us are the reasons why.
I feel like there are more than just 10. These are the top.
They're more than just 10. We
These
can
are
make
our
this,
top
yeah.
10.
These are our top 10.
And then like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. It lets us know that we should keep making crap like this.
Not crap. We don't make crap.
It's not crap, because Brandon doesn't want to call it crap. It's not crap.
Where do we
So let's just get into it. Let's get into the
Boom.
reasons why. If you don't know D&D or DC20, then you'll have no idea what we're talking about. But if you know this stuff, if you know D&D, then you'll understand. Let's start with number 10. You're going to want to stick around to the end because you really don't need any other reasons but 1 and 2.
It's true.
Those are enough to switch
true.
on their own.
True.
But we're not going to tell you now because we need you to watch the whole video.
All the way to the end. Don't even click to the bar where it says number 1.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, that's cheating.
10 is action points.
Uh-huh.
What are action points?
They're points for you to spend
They're-
on action.
They're the things you do to make maneuvers and things happen during combat.
Wow, that was awful. What are action points, Brandon?
Action points are how you track what you can do in a round of something.
On your turn in a role-playing game, any role-playing game, you have to do something on your turn. With turns are usually in combat. You're not doing anything in turns outside of combat. So in combat, it's your turn. What are you going to do? Well, that's the action you take, right? In D&D, it's you have one action, and you have a bonus action sometimes, and sometimes a reaction. That's it. And this can be used for a bonus action. This can be used for it's confusing. This you just have 4 actions. You can do any 4 things you want to do on your turn. So you want to attack 4 times, you can attack 4 times. You don't have to wait till you're a 5th level fighter and then you get 2 attacks. There's none of that. You can attack all you want to.
Can I move 4 times?
Yeah, so you can move, you can interact with open a door, cast a spell, drink a potion, get a quickie with the
Barmaid.
So it's up to you what you want to do with your turn. You're not sad. But it would make sense for my character to be able to do this. Well, the rules say you can't because that's a bonus action. Well, what? Why can't I just do it on my turn? Because you can't. But here you can. So that makes things much better, much easier, many more choices and agency, player agency.
You're able to stack things together, too. The action points.
Combo.
You use action points and you build up a whole attack and give yourself advantage and make sure that counts.
Right.
Everything counts.
You can
Every
go,
action
what he
counts.
does, I'm going to attack, I'm going to add this maneuver onto my attack, and then I'm going to give myself
It's an
advantage to this
advantage, so I hit
attack. And yeah, so you can spend all your points on that kind of stuff.
And
you can
really,
take 2 attacks.
The funnest part of this, as soon as your action points are gone,
Funnest?
you get them all. The funnest. The most fun part is you get all those back.
At the end of your
the end
turn.
of your
At the end of your turn, so you can use all these as reactions while the game's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be stuck with one reaction.
Nope.
You can spend all your points before your turn if you want to.
Reaction, dodging, parrying, helping somebody else out. You can just spend all your points before it even comes your turn.
Yeah.
So you're telling me
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
that like in D&D, you get like one thing and then you have to wait until your next turn. Here,
yeah.
you're continuously in the fight at all
Right.
times, pretty much.
Always.
You better be paying attention.
And some classes rely on that. They even use that as all their actions because they're doing reactions through everybody else's turns.
Right.
Amazing use.
So that right there, basic, but it's a
Oh.
game changer.
Easy.
What's number 9?
So this is cool. And maybe you don't think it's cool because, you know, you like a lot of these things. But in DC20, you have a lower health point pool, lower HP.
Right.
That doesn't mean that you're gonna die now, because also scaled damage is scaled too with that hit points, health points.
Yes, it is.
So you're not doing a lot of f***ing math all the time.
Quarter jar.
You're not doing a lot of math all of the time, like you are in D&D.
Very simple math, which
Very
is great
simple.
for people like
Very
me.
simple.
Yeah,
Terrible at math. Yes, and it makes combat faster. Once you know the rules, combat's always going to be slow when you're learning a new system
For
and how
sure,
the combat
for sure,
works. It
always,
doesn't
yeah,
matter
always.
what system it is.
Yeah.
It's going to. But once you get it down, because it's a low hit point pool for you and the monsters and the whole 9 yards and the damage. So a couple of hits and you better end this combat or run away. So you're not sitting there for an entire hour whacking away at each other's 100 hit point pool. Whack, 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 whack.
Heal,
It's
heal,
just-
heal, heal.
Come on, yeah. Which is an endless, tedious grind. Of everybody, you guys know if you've played, which most of you have, I assume.
Plus, dropping this down makes it more precise.
Right.
Everything has to. Every hit counts.
Yeah, because it's verisimilitude, right? It's more realistic. Whenever I read
Yes.
adventure novels or any, the movies, these combats don't go on.
No,
You can't.
You can't.
How many times can your character realistically get hit by a longsword or a battle axe before it drops? 5, 10 times?
Right.
Come on. That's ridiculous.
At the end, they're like, "Yeah, that was 2 seconds of combat." I'm like, "Really? I took 15 hits."
Yeah, I mean, there's no immersion in that. People are just running through hack, hack,
Yeah,
hack,
yeah,
hack,
yeah.
hack. 1 arrow, 2 arrows, you're dead. And combat should be short and exciting. It should be
Exciting,
it's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
it is, like you said in the movies and stuff. It's great.
Boom, boom,
It's
boom.
so much fun, and then it's done. And now, okay,
Character
now
stuff.
you can play the game some more and tell the story, and then the next. So, makes a big difference. Big, huge difference.
Number 8 is Death's Door.
This is cool. So how's this different than D&D? What do they do?
D&D's whack-a-mole, right? You fall down and you don't ever really fall down. You start making death saves and then
You get to 0 hit points, you got 3 death saving throws to make, which are so easy. You're
and if you
going
make
to.
a save, if someone gets you up, you're fine to go again.
Yeah, you're fine.
They all reset, all your rolls come back, and that's it. You keep up and down, up and down, up and down.
You never die, and if you do, you don't stay dead, and it's... How is this different? Death's Door. Sounds
Now
cool.
this one, when you go down, if someone happens to get you back up, you gain exhaustion.
So every character has a death threshold. Okay. So when you hit 0 hit points, you're not dead. You're just on death's door.
Exactly.
So
They don't just drop into an unconscious pile and start making death saving throws while the battle rages on. You're still participating, but you better be careful because
Oh,
you're this
yeah.
close to death.
So at 0 hit points, when you're on death's door, normally you get 4 action points.
Right.
Now you're limited to only one.
Only one.
So you
better
can
make it count.
You can run away. You can make a last stand where you can do one attack, or
You can try to save yourself by running away, maybe healing, I don't know. You can take one last swing and try to take out the big bad or somebody that's attacking one of your party members.
Yeah.
You can go out like a blaze of glory type thing. You can defend your buddy, and then that next hit that's coming to you is going to take you out of the game. Because, the threshold thing, what is it?
so for every character you start off with -3 death threshold.
What does that mean?
So if you hit 0, you begin death's door, right?
Right.
But if you take more damage, if you take up to 3 more damage, your character dies.
Dead.
Period. Dead.
Yeah.
Done. You're not coming back from that. So you really have to think.
You better hope you're got someone to help you, because if you're in the middle of that fight, you can't disengage, you can't do nothing. You have to fight till you're dead.
Right.
You can't run, you can't do anything. You run, they get to hit you, you're dead. I mean,
Exactly.
it's realistic.
So the point is, you're not. Yeah. What's great about this is you're not just laying there, rolling death saving throws unconscious. It's a dramatic moment.
You're still
You're
rolling,
holding
though.
your spleen in,
Yeah.
and your ears are ringing, and your head's split open, and whatever. You're limping. You're leaning on your sword, but you can do one last thing. Do you want it to be the runaway thing, save yourself? Do you want it to be go out in a blaze of glory? Do you want it to be save my buddy? Do you want to, eat that last sandwich you were saving?
Drink a potion.
It makes the game feel dangerous.
Yeah.
It does.
And it makes your death something that you have control over
Yeah.
if you do end up dying here. So that's fun, dynamic, cinematic. It's great. Player agency.
Love it.
Try
Number
something.
7. This is actually one of my favorite things in this whole game. Spell duels.
Sounds
So-
great.
Yeah,
It does sound great, right? So if a wizard is casting a fireball, you don't just counterspell it like you do in another game. You have
D&D.
to...
Yeah. In another game.
Another
What are you
game.
talking
Yeah.
I'm
about?
not talking about D&D, but
We know
in D&D, you just counterspell it, and then everything fizzles out and it's over. But in this one, you have to use your own spell to hit that spell. So if someone shoots fire at you, you're going to want to use ice, water, something else dramatic to hit that spell in midair and fight them. It sounds pretty cool.
It's very cinematic, very cool, very Harry Potter-ish.
It's great.
And then you're fighting each other with magic, which is
Right.
really
Yeah, you're
cool.
rolling off. It's not just, it's the one, you got to roll, they got to roll, and so you're yeah.
It's a head-to-head
contest.
battle. It's not a counterspell and it's over.
It's so cool.
No fizzling out of spells. This is great.
My wizard's better than your wizard.
And this is how you prove it.
This is how you prove it, yeah.
But yeah, you can picture all that
Oh,
stuff where they're
duels.
just two magic things meeting in the middle, and who's gonna,
Epic. Epic, man. That's epic.
So much cooler than just counterspell.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for this one.
Number 6.
Exciting.
You feel like your class at level 1. Like the other gaming system that we've played before,
D&D.
when you're at level 1, you feel like a nobody. You're playing a class, but are you really? Do you feel like your class? Is this a thing you... In DC20, you feel like a rogue. You feel like a ranger. You feel like a bard. You feel like a fighter, especially the martial classes. Oh, hell. The martial classes feel are amazing, right? It's built in to make you feel like your class. So you don't have to wait until level 5 to feel like you're playing something worthwhile.
Yeah, because it's front loaded. So that sounds OP, and believe me, I wouldn't be touting this if it was, because that's what I hate about D&D is the power creep, constant power
yeah.
creep, and everybody's it's a superhero game. It's not a fantasy role-playing game anymore. It's a superhero game, superhero role-playing game. You're getting your stuff front-loaded because, like he said, that's what makes you feel like this. A rogue at first level should be able to evade and cunning strike and all these cool things, and that you have to wait till 5th level and 7th level to get.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Right.
So what this game does is it gives you those things, and then you build on them. You get better at them as you level up, and you still get new cool things too to learn. So don't think that that's all gone.
Oh, no.
But you should have what makes up the core of, if you think of what is a ranger, what is a wizard, that's what he's giving you at level 1. You're not just, a commoner that happens to be able to swing this weapon and cast this little cantrip. No.
You're a hero.
You're already better than everybody else.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're a hero, you're an adventurer.
Yeah, you're not a hero.
You're a hero.
You're not a hero.
Who plays an actual hero anymore?
Everybody.
You don't.
Never. Number 5.
This one's big. High rolls matter. So, okay, you're rolling your D20,
Yes.
right, when you need to do something, and
I feel it.
you just got to get over whatever the DM sets for your difficulty check. Oh, you got to roll a 10 to beat this one. Or you're in battle, you're fighting the person in their armor class. If their armor class is 15, you got to roll a 15 or higher, right? And then if you get a 20, a natural 20, oh, it's great because now you're going to do double damage or whatever your table has worked out homebrew-wise.
Because they have to.
It's fun, which then you, let's see, your damage is a D8. You can roll 2 D8s and you roll 2 1s and you've done 2 damage because you rolled a
Yay.
natural 20.
It sounds great.
Go yourself.
You didn't bleep yourself, Quarter Jar.
I'll bleep myself in editing because that's worth it.
How does DC20 fix this, though?
You roll, your attack roll is also your damage roll. So if you hit the person, that's 1 damage, depending on what you're using. But for most weapons, it's going to be 1 damage, spells 1 or 2. But if you roll 5 above, so if all you needed to get was a 10 and you roll a 15, now that's a heavy hit. You're doing 2 damage. If you roll 10 above, so if you get a 20, even a dirty 20, that's 2 more points. So now you're doing 3 points of damage on your turn. If you got a natural 20, you're getting those brutal and heavy hits, plus the 2 points for getting a critical. So now you're doing a lot of damage, but it's not like, because if you got to hit somebody who has an armor class of 12 and you roll a 19, you don't get anything because you didn't roll a 20.
You still don't get anything.
It's still a high roll and you should get rewarded for it. So that's what this does.
Right.
So every roll matters.
And it's not just attack rolls.
Right.
There's other mechanics that you roll higher, it gets you better things,
Better result.
better results.
Skills,
Yes, if
yeah.
you like let's take the Misty Step spell. You know, everybody loves the Misty Step spell. When you roll to cast that spell, it gives you a thing of three spaces you can go, so 15 feet. If you roll 5 above what you needed to get it, now you can go 5 spaces.
Oh.
So your spells can also be better if you roll higher. It's dynamic, it's fun, it's
Wow.
wholesome, whimsical, all the words I hate.
And the no damage rolls actually speeds up combat.
So you're not rolling another
Because
die.
you're not rolling other dice and doing
Yeah.
more dice math and that.
The math is so simple.
And I thought,
Did you?
hot take, when we first started, I'm like, I like rolling dice because that's cool. I like rolling my damage. But that was the old way of doing it.
I thought the same thing. I was like, it's fun to roll damage dice, but
Yeah.
I don't even notice. And it's more fun to keep at it. Is that a brutal hit? Is that a heavy hit? Yes, it is. Yay, more damage, more damage. It's great.
Right. Number 4. Next thing I really liked that really interests me was the multi-class system. It actually works way better than Dungeons and Dragons. You don't just drop your class and pick something else up. You actually take one thing from another class and bring it to your own class, making you're actually like an own class. You're like melding your own class to what you want it to be. Does that make sense?
Kind of does.
And I'm playing a rogue, and I'm having a great time with the rogue, but I'm watching Kent over there with his spell blade get all these super fancy things. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take that. So on my
Get up my
level
shit.
up, I'm reaching up, and I'm going to take that little piece, just a piece, not his whole character.
He's not taking it from me. He's taking
a
it from the
piece.
class.
The class. You take a piece from the class and add it to your own.
And it doesn't hurt your progression as
Not
a
at all. I do not stop progressing as a rogue. I just take that as a feat. I take somebody else's
That's the main thing.
level 1 ability.
You're not putting your stuff on hold.
No.
And so, well,
No.
now I don't get my ability score increase at level 4 because I didn't reach that level in this because I
Right,
decided to
right.
dip into Warlock and now
Yes.
I'm two levels behind the rest of the party and nope. You still get the same amount of spell points you would have gotten and mana points or stamina points, whatever it is, depending on your...
And it has to be a
So
level
getting
1
all
feature.
that.
You're not taking their best features. You're taking lower features.
At level 2, you can grab a level 1
Right.
feature from somebody.
Exactly. So
The higher up, you can grab a level 2 feature from another class. So as a rogue, like what would you take from another class if you just as an example?
I like your spellblade weapon. I like that weapon.
bound weapon?
The weapon the bound weapon, because it'll return to me. So I could put it on some throwing axes or anything, some throwing daggers. I could throw them and they would come back to me all the time. That would be great. I think that would be a really cool thing for a rogue to have.
You can do smite.
I can do smite. That would really be.
You can recall it, you can smite, and it'll do a little flashlight thing.
I'd have a flashlight too.
I reached out to the DC20 community about multi-classing. And the one cool thing that they had mentioned is that the way your ability scores work, it doesn't take away from what you want to multi-class. In D&D, if your ability scores
Limit
you.
They do.
Right.
Yeah.
That means nothing. You don't have to worry about, oh, I don't have enough might to try to become a paladin. I need at least a 13 and I don't have... None of that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You can have a strength of 0 and still take a barbarian feat. You want to rage? You want to be a weak little rager?
Right. You can do what you want and play it how you want to play it.
It wouldn't even really officially call it multi-classing because you're still your class. You just learned a new skill that fits your class. Because you can go, all right, at base I'm a rogue and I know how to do roguey stuff, but I want to start being a magical rogue. So you start at second level, start veering off on that path, and you can keep going there. It's not like you just one feat, you're never getting another one. You just you got your spell and your cantrip, and that's the end of that. You'd be like, I'm going to keep going that way, but I'm still a rogue. I'm still progressing. I'm not losing any of my rogue stuff as I level up.
None of it.
So, just brilliant.
It's not a step back. I love it.
The D&D multi-class system was always super confusing and overwhelming for me. I never wanted to touch it.
It's junk, and it feels bad. They punish you so much for doing it.
Yeah.
But here in DC20, I'm starting to think, should I multi-class? Are these things like, oh, this is a cool feature. I like that. Well, maybe I'll bring that in. You know, that's a cool idea.
You're
I
not
think.
stuck.
No. Number 3. There are no dead levels, which means every time you level up, you're getting something important to your character.
That's the key. Important to your character,
important.
not a little cherry
Not
on
just
your
something.
Sundae.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, this is a feat. I'm
Not
choosing
a little
lucky.
nipple ring that you
Yeah.
get when you get 1,000 subscribers.
It.
Oh,
Not like
You're not
that.
gonna let me forget that.
No.
If it's not a class feature, it's a talent you can take.
so our levels always mean something every time we go up.
Correct. You're always evolving into a better version of yourself.
Not you. The key is you're getting something important when you level up in D&D. Sometimes you just you can do a little bit of extra damage,
I
or you
got
get
hit
one
points.
more spell,
I got
or
hit points.
everybody gets
That's
more
it.
hit points. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's something that, and hey, enjoy playing with that one new spell for the next 2 months, or the fact that you can do 5 more damage if you do this for the next few months. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I like the ability of having something that's so cool.
Level up should be monumental. It's when
Should
your
be big.
character
It's
goes
big.
through a big change. Even just role playing wise, it's not just for mechanics, but role playing wise, you've learned from your experience, and now you can do this really cool thing that you just couldn't do before, and maybe you finally got it right, and like, oh, I finally figured this out. It doesn't sound like much, but we have this at number 3 for a reason.
Yeah, it's big.
You'll see.
It's big.
Yeah, considering we only see levels 1 and 2 right now, holy hell! I can't wait to see what's going on.
That's also his new phrase. But where'd you learn that one from? That's the second time on Holy Hell today. Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. I picked it up on the
I
street.
mean, I don't hate it. I'm just curious as to why all of a
Picked it up on
sudden.
the streets. He's just been, tough streets of Plymouth.
Yeah, he was hanging outside the nursing home and he listened to the old ladies playing craps in the alley. Holy hell, Gladys! What's this number 2 all about?
So you kind of hinted that all you really need in this top 10 list are these last 2.
I didn't hint. I fucking said it.
You fucking said it.
This is huge, though. This number 2 is big.
It's big.
It
big.
changes the game completely. For who?
Marshals.
Fighters, rogues, monks. Who else?
Commanders.
Paladins. There was no commander to change. Shut up.
There's no paladin anymore.
But it changes it.
It does.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
It's a maneuver.
so
Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? There are things you can do when you're fighting. They're just cool add-ons.
Are they fighting styles?
No, it's better than a fighting style. You can do power attack. You can hit people far away. You can do other maneuvers.
What's this like compared to D&D?
Battle Master. It's like making every single fighter
Marshal.
Battle Master. Marshal, yes. Every martial character gets it. As a rogue, I picked 7 of these. And I was like, my God. Like a 7? I'm like looking at I didn't even know what to pick. There were so many of them. And there are defensive ones. There's offensive ones. There's save ones. There are so many. It's amazing.
The monk gets them.
Monk gets them.
The ranger gets them. Level 1,
Number 1.
you get choice 7. A choice of 7.
7.
This is another thing. Well, I'm not the only one to think this. They're not the only ones that think this.
No.
Many people have said, why not just give the battle master maneuvers to all the fighters? At least just the fighters.
At least
Not
them.
maybe all marshals, but give them to the fighters. Every fighter can do this because
No.
nobody wants to play anything other than the battle master for this reason, and it makes sense. So Alan heard you. He's just every marshal give maneuvers.
Right.
The fighter gets more maneuvers, as they should. They get 9. So you have as many things to do on your turn as a spellcaster does, if not more.
If not more.
They
If
can't
not
decide
more.
which spell to cast and how to cast it.
Yeah.
And there's cool things in that were in D&D that were so ambiguous, like grappling or like tossing people. In DC20, those maneuvers, grappling, tossing from a grapple, throwing to the ground, they're all called out, and you can do these things.
The mechanics are clear how they work. Body block. You can grab an enemy you have grappled and use them as a human shield.
Yeah.
You can disarm. Everybody can disarm. So you just roll that as an action and try to disarm somebody, and it's a contested roll, just like the spell duel thing Rick was talking about. But so these are things like, I'm a fighter. I want to try to disarm my opponent. Well, if
Can't do
you're
that.
D&D, like, no,
Roll
there's
roll
no
to
rule
hit.
for that.
Roll to hit.
That's a targeted. Yeah, just roll to hit. I don't know how you disarm somebody.
Lame.
It's,
Lame.
Yeah.
Lame.
Now you say, I'm going to try to disarm somebody. Use that as your turn. So you're not doing damage, so you're taking a gamble. If you miss, they're not disarmed and you didn't do any damage. But it's great to have that. It should be a risk. It should be a gamble when you're trying to precisely disarm somebody.
You can do saves, like you can do parries. You can move around people.
Parry,
in combat.
sidestep,
You're,
block.
You're thinking the whole combat of things you can do to use all these maneuvers and just make this huge puzzle. It's amazing.
If you're playing a fighter or a ranger or a paladin in D&D, drop that. Get over here.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
This
That's all
is
you
the-
do. That's all you do in D&D.
Just whack, whack, whack.
Numbers,
Yeah.
numbers, numbers.
Unless
This,
you're a battle master.
Wow.
I challenge you, if you are somebody who plays D&D and doesn't know anything about DC20, and you're finding this video, and you're just hearing us talk about maneuvers, you stuck around this long, please take a look. Find a document out there that shows what these maneuvers are.
It's right here.
And just read through them. Oh yeah,
Find a
just
we
document
got
out
the PDF
there.
right there.
find the document.
Yeah,
out there.
well, it was just maybe it's at your 7-Eleven. They probably have one at the gas station.
We got a link right there.
We're not- yeah,
Yeah, look at the PDF.
We'll tell you exactly where to get it.
And just read through the maneuvers, and it's what is it, 2 or 3 pages long of stuff you can choose through.
I can't wait to see where he goes with this. This is just the start.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
this
you're
is
going to learn more as you
Oh my
level up.
gosh,
You're
yeah.
going to get better, because then you get on top of maneuvers, you get techniques,
techniques, which are super maneuvers.
which are combo maneuvers and really cinematic stuff. Heroic leap and
gosh.
whirlwind attack and duck and roll. You can duck over, run over somebody, leap over them, roll.
It's under armor.
You can start cracking
I can
their
destroy
armor apart.
armor. It's cool. Cool. Just fun
My
stuff.
goodness.
Fun
A
stuff.
lot of cool
I want
things.
them all. I want every maneuver.
Yeah, and so you can collect them as you,
You can,
level up.
you can become the maneuver master if you're a fighter.
Maneuver Master. It almost sounds too cool to be true, but here's again, let me hammer this home. This does not make you overpowered.
No,
It's
no.
balanced. It's perfectly balanced, and it's going to get more balanced because it's only in the beta. So he's still balancing this thing out. He's not going to release it until it's all the quality control bows and ribbons and stuff.
Play tests.
Stuff will be gone.
Brandon's approved it personally
Yeah.
because, you know,
Put my stamp, my seal of approval.
he knows all this.
Now,
The big one. What could the big one be?
we've talked about a lot.
We talk about it every video. We talked about this.
This is the hugest one. Yeah.
It's the ability to customize pretty much anything you want.
Everything and anything. Every one of these top 10 we talked about, you could pretty much customize.
Well,
Pretty
you
much.
can't customize Death's Door. You can customize pretty much anything from your weapon to your ancestry, race.
You look, if you're a spellcaster and you got the you can customize your familiar and your find familiar spell. You build
Yeah.
your own familiar.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you're a druid, you're making your wild shape. You saw our druid video. You can make
Customize
your
it.
wild shape out of. They're basically menus. You have points to spend on these things. You customize your race.
Everything.
So decide to play an elf, dwarf, whatever. You can customize that.
Yeah.
This dwarf, he gives you a menu of things that would make sense in a dwarf, but you're not gonna, just be stuck with what he says is a dwarf. You go, oh, then take this. You
should
customize your weapon. You customize your
your
armor,
weapon. Armor, yeah.
just to be able to customize your own race is amazing.
Yeah.
Be able to customize your own weapon. So again, when the martial classes, the fighter stuff in D&D feels so vanilla and just one note. Make your weapon. Name your weapon because you created it yourself. It does what you want it to do.
Yeah.
There's obviously a list of, again, menu items.
And we made weapons too. We did that. We all made
Maybe
different weapons.
We're gonna, all kinds of that
I
stuff.
was gonna say, if you're curious about that, check that video out.
Yeah.
If you're not curious, check it out anyway.
Check it out. See what it's all about. But the customizability, I can't even say the fucking word.
Then stop saying it.
Sounds like-
stupid.
The ability to customize your weapon, you could give it different properties. You all can have the same weapon, but it can do different things.
Overall, the overall thing with this is you can't do this in D&D. You gotta go. You can pick your fighting style, or you can pick your combat maneuvers as a battle master. You pick your spells. You prepare. They're not customizing anything.
No.
You're just picking. So this, you're creating your own thing. I mean, wouldn't that be enough to get you to at least be curious and go, yeah, I want to check this
More
out.
than enough.
Let me see. That sounds too fun. I'm gonna go see. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
People homebrew D&D. They create their own worlds and they create their own lore and their own everything, and that's customizing. Well, shouldn't you be able to do it with your character? Get
Same
character
for-
art.
same
Everybody loves
wizard.
getting art of their characters, and
Right.
you're customizing all that. So yeah, I mean, why not make it your own? The only downside is you're going to be so sad when it's killed.
So these are just our top 10 thoughts off the top of our head. I want to see if anybody else has anything that they thought we missed. Throw them in the comments. Say what.
Tell us what we should make the next top 10 list about.
Yes.
Add all the. There's plenty more.
Oh my gosh, there's so many more things.
But these are the reasons that we feel would be strong enough reasons to just at least give this a try. Put your D&D on hold, or do this in addition to while you see and weigh your options. You know? All right, so there it is. That's the top 10. Hope that was helpful. Let us know in the comments if it was. You want us to do more things like this. We're still going to get back to the classes. We have some more classes to cover. The subclasses are coming out.
Yeah.
That's going to be very exciting.
So
We got a lot to talk about with this stuff. So there you go.
So much.
Down below, check out the link to the PDF. What does
Oh,
PDF
yeah.
stand for?
Pitiful.
Something document something.
Bye.